Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It is Monday night, round 2 of our RS01 Championship. And in the virtual commentary box, I've got Stephen all the way from Mayerton. And from the UK, Duncan. A good evening, gentlemen. How are you ahead of this round number 2?
Excited, very excited. Can't wait to see the guys burn some rubber on this beautiful track. Oh man, the times are going to be killer today. It is going to be very interesting who's going to put it on pole and who's going to be the first person to make that crucial mistake. That is the question tonight.
Yeah, I must say that we definitely have added a little bit of a twist. That 10-minute qualifier only allowing one hot fly has definitely kept people on their toes, and it is a make or break situation. I am going to be breaking away shortly and joining the Alpha tier. Apologies guys for last week, just as we were getting ready to get that stream up and going. My internet on my side completely crashed, so I wasn't able to get the stream up or actually get the racing going. But we are here. Alpha tier will be going first, and we'll be following up with the Bravo tier, where I'll then jump into the commentary box. So Stephen, have a cracker time, and to the guys in the lobby, let's get going.
Sweet though, enjoy.
Thank you very much.
So yes, everyone, so as we've heard, it is a one-lap qualifier. Just to add a bit of a twist to this season's qualifying method, it's no more a 10-minute, do as many laps as you can. You have got your outer lap to warm up your tires, and then you have your one lap to put in a crack of a time. And yes, if you invalidate your lap, you start from the back. If you damage your car, you try and finish the lap the way your car is. So yes, tonight is going to be a very interesting one. Yes, it's a pity that we missed the first round. First round was very interesting. Had a few hiccups, but today is round 2. We look forward to see what the boys can do. It's going to be very interesting to see these RS01 go around this tricky little track. Yes, tonight, man, it's going to be a very interesting one. Have no idea who's going to put it on pole tonight. I've got a very good, very interesting. Had a few hiccups. Little birdie that sat on my shoulder and told me the times. So let's see what if that birdie was correct. Right now we're busy looking at Rockstar Mole in his beautiful canary yellow Renault. Man, and as you see there, Quicksilver, and then we have Marius in his Black Beauty. Told me the times. So let's see what if that birdie was. And then we have Christo. And he's we're busy looking at weird colors, I must say. Green, yellow, silver. Canary yellow. And then we have Jakes. Jakes is with teams Silverback. So Marius and Jakes, they're very two strong drivers. So break or take, eh? And as we see here, we have Gavin going out on the track in his beautiful purple and black with a white trim around it. Let's see what he can do tonight. Green, yellow, silver. And then we have Jakes. Jakes is with teams Silverback. So very tricky and tight little section this. So break or take, eh? It's not always about speed on this little circuit. It's going out on the track. Very tricky. You have to sacrifice some of that speed for a little bit of that downforce to just make sure that your car the rear end doesn't stick out there. As you come to a little uphill where you can't really see the corner where it turns to the right, and it's on the apex, coming a little bit wide and then tucking in again, and it's like flat out to the S's. Do not touch those curbs. Those curbs are dangerous enough. coming down a little bit of a downhill. You have to sacrifice some of that flat out in 6th gear, little lift, then back on it again without touching the curbs. And it's a very sharp hairpin to the right, all the way down to 1st gear. And it's come out there and go for his lap. So let's see what he does here. Because there his lap starts right now. Coming down a little bit of a tricky one. This also coming on the uphill, braking very hard. 6th gear, little lift, then back on it again. Just getting out of Gavin's way, so he doesn't have a slower car in front of him right now. So yes, tonight is a very tricky track, a lot of ups and downhills, so got to make sure your brakes are set correctly, because that is the last thing you want, is to pump those brakes so the rear end can step out. Gavin's getting out of Gavin's way, so he doesn't have a slower car in front of him right now. So yes, tonight is a very tricky track, a lot of ups and downhills, so got to make sure your brakes are set correctly, because that is the last thing you want, is to pump those brakes so the rear end can step out. Gavin's and there we go, have Gav finishing his lap. Oh, shooting out a little bit too early there. Let's see what his time is. Gavin with a 126.5. That is a very, very good lap. Returns to the pits there. Let's see who next are we watching. Tim Morris and Jakes haven't gone out, so I think they are just waiting for that last little bit. Then we have Terry on a 126.9. So the guys are very, very close behind each other. We have PB there in 3rd place with a 127.6. And then we have, what do we have there? It's Stoles. So yeah, he's in 4th place right now, also on a 126. And then we have Vaughan Hill, so 128.2. It's going to be a bit tricky with that. I think that's a little bit of a slow time here in the Alpha. You might drop down the grid there a little bit. And as we have here in the commentary box, we have Memo that has joined us.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to say though.
Keep me entertained.
Okay, what are you? Well, am I joining the stream to watch now?
I'm sure you could, because I don't have any control of that right now, because we are live.
Perfect. So let me just get the stream up running, and I'll join again. Great.
As we have here in the commentary box, we have Memo that has joined us. We have Scott coming a little bit loose into the middle section. Nice little blue and white with a yellow trim. We have Quicksilver on a 124.8. That is the quickest time right now. And then we have Christo with a 125.5. And then we have the Horn Dog in 3rd place, followed by Gav. So time difference are actually quite a bit there from 1st and 2nd. 0.6. So that's he's on the money there. So from 3rd place is like a 1.4 second gap difference. So it's going to be very interesting, this. And then we have Christo with a 125.5. And then we have Scott. There's a 127.2. Jake's from 1st and 2nd. Ooh, Jake's losing it a little bit there, losing a lot of time. Oh, that's going to put him down the order. He's normally so quick. So it's going to be very interesting, this. Tim, the cameraman, he caught that at an ugly time right now. A little bit wide there. There's a 127. I don't think he's invalidated the lap just yet. See what his time is. Losing a lot of time. That's going to put him down the order. Only good enough for third place. He did a 126.2. Lost a bit of time there coming down the downhill section. So yes, I think he lost quite a bit of time there with that little bit of a mistake with the rear end kicking out. Busy looking at Morris. Morris' car looks very stable there. So let's see what his time can be. He's got to try and beat a 124.8. So far right now, the only car to be doing a 124 on this tricky little track. A 124.8 is super quick. Quite a bit of time there with that little bit of a mistake with the rear end kicking out. And then we have BRM Marius on a 141.3. Let's see. Okay, thank you. He's got to try and beat a 124.8. So far right now, the only car to be doing a. There we go, Marius. You called you Marius, Memo. 124.8 is super quick. Okay. Duncan, can you hear me? 1.3. Okay, thank you. There we go, Marius. Okay, so Bill is also on an outer lap. Oh no, he's not. He's done. Actually surprised to see Dylan in a black and blue. Actually a little bit disappointed as a green Mamba. Can you hear me? I don't see any green there, so a little bit disappointed there, I must say. Let's see, Morris is coming down through the little S sections. Looking very neat. Okay, so Dylan's also on the outside. It's going to be a very quick lap here. He's done. Just touching the curb a little bit. Ren just coming out there a little bit. Disappointed as a green Mamba. I think he's pushing very hard. He's trying to get that car on pole, just like everyone else. Disappointed there, I must say. And let's see what his time is. 124.5. So Morris taking pole. Wow, what a lap. What a lap. With Quicksilver in second, Christo in third, Brendan Skills in fourth, Jakes in fifth. A bit of a disappointing start there for Jakes. Then we have Horndog in sixth, Gavin seventh, Terry in eighth, T. Scott in ninth, PB in 10th, Foles in 11th, Vaughan Hill in 12th, BRM Marius in 13th, Dylan in 14th, Quicksilver in second, and Rockstar Mar without time on the track. So I wonder if he invalidated a lap there. Because Rockstar Mar is normally one of the quick boys that is up there.
I'm watching the stream and racing at the same time.
Can you try and mute yourself? Vaughan Hill in 12th, BRM Marius in 13th, Dylan in 14th, Cutting Beef, and Rockstar Mar without Cutting Beef. So I wonder if he invalidated a lap there. Because Rockstar Mar is normally
Try that again.
Cutting Beef.
I'm watching the stream and racing at the same time.
Can you try and mute yourself? Okay, so we just wait for the boys to hit the green button to carry on racing at 124.9. It is a quick time to come around here. So far, only two drivers.
Let's try that again.
Cutting Beef.
I'm watching the stream and racing at the same time.
Can you try and mute yourself? As you've seen, Quicksilver was a little bit quicker than sector 3. Not much, but it's still catching up there very nicely. Racing at 124.9. It is a quick time to come around here. So far, only 2 drivers.
My fastest yesterday was at 25.9.
As you've seen,
Thing is, mate, that time isn't much. Just got to keep it on the track.
Not much, but it's still.
It's as simple as that.
Just waiting for the boys to start up here. 124.9. It is a quick time to come. Give me 2 minutes. Let me just sort out something here quickly.
My fastest yesterday was at 25.9. Thing is, mate, that time isn't much. Just got to keep it on the track.
Not much, but it's
as simple as that.
Just waiting for the boys to start up here.
Right, I'll be back in a sec.
It is a quick time to come. Give me 2 minutes. Let me just sort out something here quickly.
My fastest yesterday was at 25. Thing is, mate, that time isn't much.
Right here.
It's as simple as that.
Just waiting for the boys to start up here.
Right, I'll be back in a sec.
2 minutes. Let me just sort out something here quickly. Oh, what's going on there? No. What? Okay, no. They're busy creating the lobby there. Just sort out something here quickly. Oh, what's going on there? No. Didn't get anything yet.
Ja man, sorry ouwens, ek het opgefok. Ek is nog in die qualifying, maar hy sê nog nie begin hier, druk ek verkeerde knoppie, toe ek sê ek hier doen. Dit is start toch, hè? Ja, when I see you again. When I see you guys again at track. Baie around. Perfect, good deal. Sorry, thanks for that. Sorry guys.
Didn't get anything yet.
Go. We have a 10 o'clock load shedding schedule, so some oaks in Bravo are pushing MC.
No, when I see you again. When I see you guys again at track. Baie around. Perfect, good deal. Sorry, thanks for that. Sorry guys.
Didn't get anything yet.
Go.
Okay, boys. So we have just restarted the lobby. I think there was a bit of a problem there. So we should be get up and going in the next few minutes.
Can you send me that setup, please, Brandon? Stable, yeah. Right. I was managing a steady 126.3.
Hey, we have a formation lap that is very soon. The guy will get into place with Morris leading the back here. He will give.
I can't get it back. Not mine. tell you, mate, it's a fucking fluke if I keep it on the track, let alone tune it. Yeah.
It's just syncing up, so we should be. So yeah, guys, just tell us who you think is going to win this race, because it is going to be a crap.
Oh.
Let's see. The sister, just the fasting, but because that is the last thing here tonight. So as we see, the guys are all getting into their positions, warming up their tires, warming up their brakes, making sure everything is running smoothly, because we have 27 laps of racing coming our way. So yes, please give us your predictions. Let's see who is gonna predict the top 3 places. No prizes to be won, just bragging rights. Just bragging rights. As we see there, we have Morris leading the pack, Christo in 3rd, Brandon Skills he did a very good time. As we saw with Jake's doing a little bit of a mistake there with the rear end kicking, but we won't scratch Jake's. He's 7 laps and he needs to make his way through the pack. I would actually like to see what Rockstar Mall has got up his sleeve. What actually happened? As we see, Morris is now onto the main straight. This is where he starts backing everyone up. Everyone tucked up nicely underneath there and just waiting for the go. Waiting until the line, and there we go. We are race on, ladies and gentlemen. So, round 2, race 2. And we are on the way. It looks okay. It looks like Jake's lost a bit of a place there. A little bit of an argy-bargy. Shoulders out wide, making it a little bit harder for Jake's to make his up there. Not much has changed around. And, Jake's lost a few places there. Look like formula still stayed the same. It's going to be a very interesting race this. As we see, Morris and Quicksilver are right on top of each other with Christo, Brandon Skills right behind there. Your top 4 in a second there. Putting the pressure on Morris. This is going to be a quick race this. Christo coming a little bit to the last corner. The guys ready. It's going to be a very interesting decision. Who's be in front? So Rockstar. It'd be very interesting to see what happens there. And look like Christo. Oh, he's made a mistake. Oh, this is going to cost him quite badly, yeah. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage there in the front, so I wonder if he made contact with that wall on the last corner, just coming down the main straight. Doesn't look like it's affecting the car too bad. It's a bit of a up. In 12th place, got a lot of work to catch up. As I say, the day goes on. Jake's also moving down quite fast. Did he also do it? Ooh, looks like. Someone. So. Oh man, that's the. He's just. Today. Man, that be very because I'm sure he's got rear end damage there, so he's gonna have to there. Quicksilver, he knows how to put the pressure. Marius can suck up the pressure. These two are nothing new to them at all. Two of our quickest drivers here, and they always give a show. Side was out of that corner. Just shows how he's trying to catch up to Marius. Doesn't want Marius to get away from him at all. This is going to be a race and a half. It looks like one. Well, right behind. Also having a good dice here. This is for 4. So, ooh, someone spun out there. Oh, that's Quicksilver. Quicksilver lost that one. On there with the front runners. Person come off. Used the rear. Looks like still with a bit of a T. Okay. Yeah, so here's a 1 second time penalty. You're just cutting corners, a bit of a track limits there a little bit. Dylan in 9th pushing. Zach Gavin also spinning out. The guys are not. Don't like this track that much. This is alpha. We're not supposed to see drivers spin out like that. Errors are supposed to be very little. As we see, so Brandon Skills. He's now in 2nd place, 2.5 seconds behind Marius. And then we have the Horn Dog 6 seconds behind Quicksilver, 9.9 seconds. In 4th, well, he was in 4th. Did he do a mistake again? Yeah, just pushing a little bit too hard. I don't know, maybe he's done something wrong, didn't load the setup properly. Maybe just cooking up the tires a little bit. So I know this track is very hot, so like that, and those tires become like snot, and that's the last thing you want. You gotta look after these tires. 27 laps, full time racing. Gavin in the pits, so he's getting his pit out of the way. Quicksilver all the way down in 9th place right now. We have BR and Morris, they're also right behind each other. Trying to catch up on stalls. It looks like Terry also got a bit of a time penalty there. Also 1 second. We have Tyler Scott in 5th place. Top 4. From 4th place to 7th place. Within a second. And there we have another spinner. Wow, guys are really battling on this track tonight. And then Quicksilver's in the pits with Biari and Marius. This is going to be very interesting to see who comes out in front of PB, because PB's already pitted and Quicksilver is all losing out there. So PB is right now in front of Rockstar Mole and Quicksilver. Quicksilver was second, and then he just did a few silly mistakes there. It's just dropped him down the order now. So now he just has to work a little bit harder to get up there. Looks like Brandon Skills busy catching up to Morris. He was in a 2 second, okay, the 2 second gap is still back. Still 15 cars on the track circulating. Man, what a race. And then we have Krista again in the pits. He is having an awful race today. Or is this his first pit stop? I'm not too sure. I'm sure I saw him come into the pits to fix up his car. Yeah. I can't really tell you how many pit stops he's done. It's a bit of a shame there. So we're from 3rd place to 7th place, or chasing down Terry for that podium. And Terry's not going to give this one up without a fight. He should be used to all the pressure since he races those V8 supercars. So this should be a breeze for him. Suck up the pressure. Just keep your head forward and put the accelerator flat down. Taking a little bit of a tighter line there from Terry. Scott trying to hunt down Terry. Is he closing the gap down on Terry? I think he's got a bit of a slipstream there, so, which is going to help him quite a bit. Oh, and the penalties are just racking up here tonight. It is not a forgiving track, this. So Rockstar Mall, I am correct. Rockstar Mall now into 8th place. Now past the Horn Dog now. So Stalls, Dylan, T. Scott, Terry, Brandon Skills, and Morris still have to put. It's going to be a very interesting outplay here with Rockstar Mall starting stone last. Not putting a time on the board. Having his teammate 2 cars behind him now, so they're going to try and get them in a 2 and 3 to help them out with the championship points. But Rockstar Mall will always try and challenge for their first place. The race is never over until it's over. Go back there to Terry. Someone did a bit of a mistake because now Tyler has fallen back a bit. Looks like we just missed a move there from Dylan and Stolz. Dylan putting on a show here for the fans. But Tyler's through the corner. Coming a little bit wide there. Hard on the brakes, left turn, flat out on the accelerator. Just a little bit of a push with the nose, coming uphill, and then it's a very hard braking point. This going a little bit wide to get that perfect low exit, and it's back on the gas. All pushing very hard here. Rockstar Mall and PB, because it looked like they were very close to each other. It looked like PB did a little bit of a mistake. They're touching the grass a little bit, probably just losing seconds there. But Quicksilver going to be knocking on his door very soon. Very low technical track. This not just about speed. Got to make sure this car turns. These cars are so quick already. When it comes up to those corners, the car does not want to turn. So let's see what these guys can do. They've been giving us a show and a half right now. Got into the pits. Oh no, he overtook Terry. So somewhere we missed another move there. Terry back on the hunt, wanting that third place. Scott was from Bravo from last season and racing in Alpha tonight, so racing with some of the big boys here and putting on a good show here tonight, having in his first podium in Alpha in a very long time. I think it's duly noted. But I don't think Terry Doll are just gonna hand that one to him. They're gonna make sure he's gonna earn it tonight. That's why I say it's not about having a quick car, it's that consistency to have that car to do the same lap every lap without doing that little bit of a mistake. And heating up those tires is another question, because once these tires get hot, it can get very ugly. So Quicksilver is just overtaking PB there. So now Rockstar Mall and Quicksilver on the chase. Just remember, the top 6 drivers have not pitted yet. From 7th place onwards, everyone else has pitted. So it's going to be very interesting to see when the other drivers actually are going to pit and where they're actually going to land up. Because right now, Stalls and Rockstar is 22.9 second gap. Sorry, 23. Dylan is on the chase there from Terry, just under a second there. A little bit wide there. Hard on the brakes, left and right. Man, all those uphill and downhill. It's like a massive roller coaster ride. And Morris has got a comfortable lead of a 4.9 second gap there over Brendan Skills. Just takes one stupid little mistake and that lead can change. This race is not over, guys. Not over. We still have 3 cars trying to fight for third. It is going to be a tough one to decide as we see Terry hunting down Tyler Scott there. Tyler Scott not able to pull away much. So it's going to come down to that perfect pit stop. Who's going to have that splash and dash and get out the pits? Who's going to have that little bit of engine damage to slow them down just that little bit? Because I doubt these guys are going to chuck fresh rubber on. Ooh, a little bit of a bumpy ride there. Ooh, and that was Dole just losing it there. Oh, that was so unfortunate there. Man, he was doing so well. But you see now, Stolz is now into the pit. So right now, Stolz dropping down quite a bit. So Rockstar and Quicksilver, and Terry just coming out of that corner a little bit ugly there. Got a little bit snotty out there. They're just pushing a little bit too hard when the rear end steps out a little bit, just catching the rear end and on the hunt. Claim his third place. Let's see who else is here. Jake's and the Horndog, they're also pretty close to each other. Didn't really move from that race because that was quite a nice one. Horndog looks like he's got a bit of damage to the front window. It looks like he's had a bit of a bumper bashing there with his car. But Jake's catching up onto the Horndog there. Jake's is in 13th place. Like they all say, everyone that goes on a holiday, come back, there's a refreshed driver. Jake's goes on a holiday and there's a different driver all of a sudden. He's normally up there challenging for first place. So maybe that holiday wasn't a great one. Well, maybe it was a great one to him, but it surely should have affected his racing today. Man, that's a pity for Team Silver back there. Looks like Tyler has found a little bit of a gap there between Terry, because he's able to pull Terry away a little bit now, so just giving himself that little bit of a breathing space. It's not much, but it's something. It's a 1.7 gap right now, so that gap is all he really needs right now. We're on lap 16 right now. Morris is in first, flying like a bat out of hell. Wow. Not a foot wrong tonight. And that's what you expect from your pole sitter, not to make a mistake. Drive your own race. Suck up the little bit of pressure that he had. Quicksilver did the mistake. He just needs to bring it home now. Then we have Brandon Skills still chasing very hard to catch up to Marius, but I think he would be very happy with the second place. Look, I'm sure he's praying very hard for Marius to make a mistake right now, because I'm sure he would love a win on this little tricky track this evening. And then we have Tyler Scott in third place. A promoted driver from Bravo, showing the boys doesn't matter what tier you're in, If you have it, you have it. We have Terry in 4th. Losing a bit of time. Oh, he's actually caught up time now. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Tyler, so he's found a little bit of a little bit more pace out of the car. Oh, Tyler has made a little bit of an error, so Terry can catch up. Dylan in 5th. Oof, Tamara come there. Tim, our cameraman, caught that ugly one. I can't even call him a green mamba because like this black car is just putting me off. It's like, wow, he's demoted himself to black mamba with a blue eye. Concentrating very hard there in the background. And Rockstar Mall still catching up. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Cancel. Rockstar Mall still trying to catch up there. With Quicksilver right behind him, the 2 teammates. And then we see Krista has actually come up the rankings there. He's now in 8th place. So we're just waiting for those top 5 drivers to put. And as I say that, Dylan is in the pits. So let's see where Rockstar Mall is. Dylan is going to fall victim to Rockstar Mall's early pit stop strategy. And then there he just starts falling down the order. Like Rockstar Mall has become ESCOM. When you leave your water on, he punishes you. Rockstar coming a little bit too wild out of that corner. I don't think costing him too much right now. The next victim to Rockstar Mall is going to be Terry and Tyler. So let's see if our drivers can convert. And all I hear in the background is Dylan using not coconut words, but that's Marius. Marius is, I think that's Marius. Oh, no, that's not. That wasn't Marius. It was Jake's. Jake's just showing a bit of Albers there. No love lost. Oh, and as we say that, catch Jake's throwing it into the wall. Oh, like I say, he's just not having his night tonight. I think he's got quite a bit of damage there. I think he's going to get that car fixed. There's still 10 more laps left. To drive a car like that badly damaged, yeah, it's going to be a bad one. I think he's got a lot of damage there in the front. Well, as we see the bumper hanging there, so that is going to be a very ugly one. Going to drop him stone last if he goes into the pits. No, he's going to drive a car like that. Surprised to see Gavin in 14th place. He's one of the quick drivers. Maybe he's been also battling with Reynolds' car this evening. So it looks like Quicksilver and Rockstar Mall have swapped positions right now. So I wonder if Rockstar Mall actually did a mistake there, and Quicksilver just capitalizing there on the mistake. Because we are just waiting for Terry to pit. So I'm wondering if they're going to wait until the very end to make their pit stop, because it's like 18 seconds and he's right there behind. Tyler Scott has pulled a bit of a gap there on Terry. It's almost up to 4 seconds, as we say that. Rear end just started kicking out, just catching it very nicely there. So 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go. Tyler still staying out. I think he's going to wait until the end. As we look at Terry also not pitting right now. It's the 4 drivers that haven't pitted yet. They are on lap 21 right now. So 7 laps to go to the end of the race. Looks like Quicksilver is caught up a little bit on Terry. Now he's down to 16.7 seconds. Man, that pit stop better be super fast. I hope he's giving his pit crew a raise. I wonder if he's employed Max Verstappen's pit crew right now. Let me see. Horn Dog is in the pits. I wonder what happened there. A little bit of a banged up little Renault there. So Horn Dog also not having a very pleasurable night here tonight. He's battling very hard there. Tyler still staying out. Terry now still holding a 14.8 second gap over Quicksilver, so that gap is closing down every lap. Just looks like if he stays out any longer, he's going to be knocking on his shoulder very soon. Coming a little bit wide there, Terry. I think he's just pushing a little bit hard. Just a little bit hard there. Coming around, holding a very tight line. Coming up the bit of a hill. Can't really see this corner until you're like really on top of it. Hard on the brakes, hard right, accelerate and run away with it. So from 15 cars, now we are down to 12 cars. 3 cars pulled out. And then we have Brandon Skills in the pit. So this is going to be very interesting to see where does he fall out. I think he's going to lose his place now to Tyler Scott. So Tyler Scott is now into 2nd place, and very soon it should be Terry taking 3rd. Let's see if he's going to come out in front of Quicksilver. Let's see where Quicksilver is coming around the bowl. Man, it's going to be a very tight one. It's a very long pit still. Oh, he's still inside the pits. So Quicksilver right now in a 2nd place. The way it stands right now, you will have Quicksilver in 2nd and Rockstar Mall in 3rd. Oof. What is going on there? Brandon scored a little bit long in the pits there. I wonder if there's something that's gone wrong. Holding them a little bit longer than usual. Oof, that is a very slow pit stop. So we have Tyler Scott now in 2nd place with Also 4 more laps to go. And still hasn't pitted, neither has Terry, so I'm sure they're gonna wait until that last lap to do their little pit stop. But after the little pit stop, it's gonna leave them down there for Quicksilver and Rockstar Mark, because Quicksilver is now down to 10.8 seconds. And as we say that, Terry decides to give a bit of trimming down the grass. It's the most expensive grass cutter that anyone will own. If he's just watching the stream too much, he should stop watching the stream and concentrate on his racing. Because now that's a gap from 10, it's now down to 7.3. It's a bit of a tough one there. Just just too many mistakes there, and it's going to cost him quite dearly. Going to be so PB is there. Looks like Stalls is also there, but Dylan going to give a bit of a race here because everyone is so far apart right now. It's every man for himself. Jax has moved up into 11th place. I wonder what happened there in the pits with Brandon's skills. Bit of a lock up there. From Stalls coming into that last corner, pushing a little bit too hard there. Now, I think it's Pierre Morris. He's actually been able to pull away from Pierre Morris. Dylan's just able to open the gap a little bit there. Looks like Rockstar Mold did a mistake there, because now we have Christo in 5th place. Oh, the mistakes are just piling up here. And then we have Terry now into the pits. It's just not enough for Quicksilver. Quicksilver's got his 3rd place there. These easy pickings there for him. But is it going to be enough? Yeah. He's going to fall victim to Christo, and then right behind Christo is going to be Rockstar Mal. And there we go. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Is he going to still? Oh, Rockstar Mal just took it, and there we can see the leader is now into the pits. I think he has a big enough advantage there to keep his place. Hopefully nothing happens in those pit stops. Still would love to know what happened to Brandon's skills there with his pit stop. And as you see, Morris is there. Tyler Scott coming down the middle section, down through the S's, down through the very tight medium bold. Coming down. Does he pit now? No, he does not pit. He still stays out. So he is literally going to leave it until the last lap to make his pit stop. But I think Morris here is out of the pits. And squeaky clean there. So Morris has got a good race. All he just needs to do is just keep it clean there. And he could have his win here tonight. Just opening up that lead in the championship board. Tyler, so Quicksilver is 12.2 seconds in front of Quicksilver. But I don't think that's going to be enough to hold Quicksilver off. So this is going to be a very interesting little race here we're going to have. Ooh, who was that now? Was that Marius? No, that can't be Marius. That must have been Jake's. Jake's a little bit wild there. Scott coming now. I'm sure he's gonna put right now, and he does put, leaving it to the last bit. Let's see, is Tyler gonna only lose one place? Is he gonna lose 2 places? That is the question we are all asking. As we see that there, we see Quicksilver playing past Tyler Scott. Tyler in the pits, coming out. Just a bit of a splash and a dash. And where's Krista? Oh, so Tyler is going to only drop 1 place, having Krista hot in his heels for 1 lap. So this is going to be very interesting. Does Tyler lose his place? He does. Oh man, that is so sad. He loses 3 places there, dropping all the way down to 5th place. Man, oh man. I actually thought he had enough there to keep it. But right now we have Krista in 3rd. But Krista qualified. Man, what a race we are having here tonight. And then I'm sure Rockstar Mall will still try and push a little bit just to make it a little bit harder for Krista there. Man, oh man. What an exciting race, I have to say. Because as we see, Morris has completed the race. So Morris has won the race. Quicksilver coming around the last bend to come and claim 2nd place. Also had a bit of a tough start there, having a few mistakes. As we see, the invites are coming in, and yeah, Krista has got his 3rd place, and right behind him we have Rockstar Mall. Wow, what a race, guys, what a race. And then shame, Tyler Scott falling down to 5th place. What a good race. And then we have PB in 6th, Terry in 7th, and then we have Dylan in 8th, and we have Souls in 9th, PRM Marius in 10th, and then Brandon Skills. I would still love to know what happened to him in the pits. Just a bit of a bad luck. Shame, man. And then Warnell disconnects. So we congrats to Marius on winning round 2. Bit of a tough race this. That is I think one of the hardest races this track, where we see some of those time penalties. Phew, racking up there, quite hefty. Right, so we will be handing you over to Dole, and I will be making my way to my lobby. Right, enjoy.
So good evening everybody, and welcome back from Dylan, I should say. I am now done with my race, and man oh man, that was extremely tough. Nevertheless, the Bravo tier is now complete. The Alpha tier is now complete. We're going to be heading over to the Bravo tier. Just going to get all the correct screens up, and we'll be with you shortly.
We know it.
Yeah, it's lekker there, guys.
Oh, okay.
Nice job, guys.
Ek het ook nie saam gehad nie.
Dirkie, was dit die slipstream wat jy daar gevang het?
Ja, dit was, ek het uit die ander kant toe geroute.
Okay guys, when you're ready, we're able to go. Brandon, just make Chase the broadcaster and myself the director, please. Okay guys, in the Bravo tier, you are able to start.
Can you guys hear me?
The Dirkie, we can hear you, yes.
Cool.
Stefan, sorry, I just need you to leave, man. We're just going into driver interviews.
Hey Dylan.
Sure, I'm still sweating from our race, guys.
Especially bucket, man.
That was intense. Oof.
Yeah, it was intense. That track, you can't relax for one split second.
Yeah, actually, I had to.
Sorry guys, for some reason I am trying to get the Discord chat up, but now it's decided that the video doesn't want to come up. Let's just relink it quickly. Apologies guys to everyone who's on the stream. Just bear with us, we'll be through shortly.
You better hurry up, I'm going to fall over. My old top here, remember? I barely made races.
Right, sorry guys, we won't be able to bring up that video for some reason, but I'm sure the sound is coming through because I can see that flashing when we talk. So let's start off with you, Christo. It seems that it was quite close in the front there in those first couple of laps, and saw that you ran a little bit wide, and I think that's round about turn number 5, and then rejoined and basically fought your way through the field again.
Yeah, I clipped the inside of the curb in those S's, and it sent me flying. But luckily I kept it off the wall. And again, I come back. Sorry to Tyler. I gave him some room, but I think he was eager to get past me, so he ran me off the track again. But it was a hard fight to get back. I had some good battles at the back with Durkee and also Rockstar. But all in all, third, I very, very happy with that. I'm surprised and quite glad. So.
No, absolutely fantastic. Durkee, let's go to you. Unfortunately, you didn't have your teammates that started out in the top there with you. It seemed like he had a little bit of an off in the qualifying, and kind of left you for your own devices there. But then an early pit stop for you, and then again, just fighting yourself through the field again.
Yeah, Jar could actually out-qualify me with about half a second. So if he got it right, he would have got pole, definitely. But unfortunately for him there, he could easily run a 23.9, 24.1 roundabout there, time after time. But yeah, unfortunately he couldn't do that. For myself, I was trying to put some early pressure on Marius to see if I can force him into a mistake, but I forced myself into a mistake. So yeah, it's a very difficult corner to be so close. I mean, I think I was less than 0.2 seconds behind him, and the car just reacted weird. It rotated into a different angle, and I lost it. And just after that, I lost it again. So I was off twice. And then I was behind a lot of cars, and I decided to go into the pits and, just I have some clean air and go as fast as I could. And I could, And luckily, when I got past Jock, he had a penalty, so let me go through. I was a bit worried about that, so yeah, I was a bit lucky there as well. So a bit luck with all that bad luck. But yeah, I'm glad about the second place. It was hard. It's a tough track with this car. This car's very fast for this track, but it was nice. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
100%. And then the man of the hour, Marius, taking the victory there. Your qualifying, just pipping in the top there. I think you out-qualified Durkee by 0.24 of a second there. And then it kind of got yourself away, and then that was all she wrote.
Yeah, I was actually a bit worried on my while I was busy with my quali lap, because I knew that Jock might be very quick, and I was doing 23.8 stuff like that in the quali. But when it comes to quali time, of course, it's a totally different story. You're nervous. I was very nervous, and making a mistake on that lap is very, very easy. So I barely made it. So I was lucky there, and then I was lucky again in Durkee's unluckiness. So I had no pressure. All I had to do was just not overheat my tires. And then when it got a little bit cooler, I could up the pace, and then I could go into the 24s again the last couple of laps. But I didn't have pressure, so my race was just keeping it on the road, basically.
No. 100%.
But it was very, very hard. This track is very hard. You cannot relax for one split second and it's over.
100%. Oh, I'll end up making a mistake on my qualifying lap and going down the hill. I did very similar to what Christo said he had done, and landed up on the mountain. And have never made that mistake before, but there I was looking at the mountain. So yeah, 100%.
I was also very lucky not to end up behind someone like Durkee, because I lost it almost 3 times behind you. After I came out the pits, or just before I went to the pits, I was just behind you then.
Yes.
And I was you, but at some distance behind you, there's just no grip in the car. It's very, very tricky. So I almost lost it a couple of times behind someone I wasn't even, battling with. It's very, very tricky. So. But anyway, it was hard and it was fun. Thanks, guys.
No, awesome, guys. Thank you so much. We've got 3.5 minutes, or just under 4 minutes left of the qualifying for Bravo. We hope to see you there.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, Marius.
Well,
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye. So there we go, guys. The qualifying is underway for the Bravo tier. We did have our Alpha tier, I'm going to say qualifiers, but interviews. Brandon DeSantos currently the fastest for the 127.0. Then Sly Pete 1.2 seconds off his time. Then we got James in third place. Ooh, got two drivers coming up towards each other. That was interesting. So we've got two drivers ghosting through each other. I think that is cutting beef. And Ricky B looking for some positions there. Rudy's he's still out on his flyer. But then in fourth place we've got Colin, followed by Stephen down in fifth. That is Silverback, which is actually Raf. Memo, he's in a seventh place with Nasif in eighth. Ricky B, he's going to be crossing the line now to get that lap time up, as well as cutting beef. So we'll see as they cross the line. So that puts Duncan out right at the top there, out qualifying Brandon Santos by 1.9 of a second. Ricky B out on a lap there, so just touching the curb there. Rudy's coming to the end of his lap, and I'm sure he'll be looking to get himself up in the top five, because that's where you kind of want to be able to mix it up. As we heard earlier, it is extremely difficult to follow on this track, and I slowly but surely was making my way through the field. Little mistake earlier up on the hill, and man oh man, did I pay for that. So 1.5 minutes left, and if there are any of the Bravo drivers that are currently watching the stream, guys, you're more than welcome to jump in, come say how's it, if you want to chat with me. It's always better to have two in the box than one. And apologies, guys, there we did try and get the Discord stream up, but for some reason we weren't able to get the cameras up. So I just hope that everybody was able to hear those interviews there. I'm just going to jump back and see what was happening in terms of who's watching the stream. We see Marshall Steve the Flum, he's joined saying Laka, what's that? Enjoy the race, guys. Kathy Hurd, she joined us earlier on to say woohoo. My brother Clayton saying let's go Dol, come on Terry Marchetti. That's a new one. I'm sure that we'll be hearing more of that. Saying unlucky there Dylan Bibb, so oopsie, yep, I ran a little bit wide, car just touched the dirt on the outside. Then we do have it looks like that was Savvy that had joined us, saying is that Stephen, and Brandon DeSantos saying yes it is. Welcome Savvy, hope you enjoyed the stream there. And Amarius Butma saying enjoy, guys, cheering on there for the Alpha tier. So that is the end of that session. We are going to be going into the first qualifying warm-up lap. Then we'll go into 27 laps, and man oh man, that was probably one of the toughest 27 laps that I had. But it just felt like those laps just ticked over so quickly, and by the time I realized I needed to pit, I'd already just missed my pit window by 2 laps, because you're concentrating so intently. So just to let everybody know is that if we do lose the stream, apologies guys, is that we are scheduled for load shedding. just hope that they do give us those extra few minutes at the end there, so that we are able to conclude our driver interviews. But we are currently just on time. I'm just checking at my schedule. It looks like what today is. Yeah, we are scheduled to go off at 10 o'clock. So just remember, guys, we see the count is 1 of 28. The guys will do a rolling start to make sure that they get themselves into position. Then from there, it is 27 laps. So we are on the Sonoma GP track. There are 12 corners in total, but we say 12 corners. There's a little bit more than that, because we go along the main straight, we turn left into a very long turn number 1, then up over a blind crest into turn number 2, down the little dip, up into 3, which is a left-hander, back up the hill over the crest at 3A. We then head down the hill, halfway down that little straight, braking hard into a right-hander, turn number 4, the long sweeping right-hander, turn number 5, which then goes over a little crest. Then you start heading down the hill towards number 6, and if you get that right, you can turn it in, get that power on, and it will carry you all the way down back onto the drag strip, which then sets you up to go into a turn number 7. 2 different configurations there, but we take the first corner, then it is through the S's into turn number 8, then you hold very sharp to the left, apologies, to the right, which then takes us down through turn number 9, which sets us up for that turn number 10, a very, very fast 200 km/h right-hander before we head down the final straightaway into turn number 11, around that hairpin through the tires, and then back through the little kink at turn number 12 to cross the start finish line. So we currently have Duncan cutting beef heading through turn number 11. You can see the different varieties of ways we were able to go there, and then through the series of S's, turn number 8. Then this is where Duncan will keep to the right hand side of the split here in the road that goes there to the sprint track. Then he'll set himself up here through turn number 9, then into turn number 10. This is a 200 kilometer. It is so scary through there, because if you just run wide and you touch that curb, that can send you into the wall on the outside and definitely be the end of your race. So I'm just going to jump back a little bit further down the field, just so we can see more of the drivers coming through that start finish line, then back up the hill through turn number 1 and 2. So that is Duncan having given the green light. Ooh, and James just about has a look on the inside there of Rudy, but decides to rather just back out there as Brandon goes a little bit wide. He's managed to just keep that car going in a straight line. A little bit of touching as they head back down the hill. Some more cars touching down into turn number 3. And that seems to be just a little bit of chaos, but these guys will settle down as a driver goes off, missing that braking point, rejoining. Oh, it was actually a Raf that misjudged that braking point, but we'll jump back to the race leader, and Rudy is all over the back of that blue RS01 of Duncan. Duncan going a little bit deep. You can see Rudy nice and tight through there, and now he'll be able to just open it up and set himself up through these S's. We did hear through the Alpha Tier interviews how tricky it is to follow through the section. That it just gives you a sense of what the drivers are seeing. And as the race starts going on, the fuel gets lighter, and the drivers are able to, as Duncan goes a little bit wide, they're going to be side by side on the exit, and Rudy just tucks back in behind Duncan. But there is lots of racing action further down the field as we jump onto Sly Pete. He is currently just moved himself up into 7th place. He's trying to chase down Ricky B. Ricky B chasing down Stephen, and he is hot on the heels of Colin. Colin got himself now up into a 4th position.
Hey, Dylan.
Hi there, Morris. How are you?
All right.
So just jumping back to the action. Stephen within a second of Colin in front of him, and Stephen running a little bit wide. But as we mentioned, you can get that car to turn in, get that power on, and provided your setup is correct, you're able to get that full taps through the corner there. Jumping to the front, and Rudy has got himself up into the top place, having got himself ahead of both Duncan and James. So Rudy is currently the new race leader, and it does seem like Duncan's just struggling a little bit now. That car just a little bit all over the place, and James now looking for an opportunity as Duncan goes a little bit wide, just about rejoins the truck. And
that was close.
Man, oh man, that was close.
Rudy must just be careful not to push too hard. It's very, very easy to overheat that left rear.
And I think that was one of the things that was happening to me, because I was chasing down Tyler and Terry, and just as I came up through the corner, the car just understeered. I tried to overcorrect, then the rear let go, and that was the end of that. But it is so congested at the top of the hill. We can just have a look there. So it goes Rudy, then James, then it is Duncan, Colin, Stephen, Ricky B, then Johan, and all these drivers are separated by just about 3 seconds, as that was Ricky B losing it on the brakes, just going over that crest, which I'm sure both Johan and Sly Pete, their eyes are open very, very wide to see Ricky making that mistake and wanting to jump on this opportunity. And it's following cars so closely like that, it's just going to create that wash. You're losing that downforce, and all you're doing is you're sliding the car, and your tires just do not grip as well as they should.
Yes. If you are very, very close, it's fine. If you're about 3/10, 4/10 behind, it's very, very bad.
Yeah, you did mention that when you're chasing me, you're making just a few little mistakes here and there, and all I was trying to do, is just keep with my pace, and then once I saw that you were close enough, I was then able to completely just move over and let you go through. But it did seem like it took you a few laps to get close enough to make that overtake.
Yes, it's that barrier of 3 to 4/10. It's very tricky because you just have no downforce. It spoils the air totally in the rear. So that had nothing to do with you. It's just very, very tricky behind someone.
Yep. So jumping, sorry, carry on.
No. I just wanted to say at that specific gap, 3 to 4, half a second around there. But when you're inside that, it's better.
So we did see Raf at the top there just outbraking himself, but a very, very good battle here between Pete and Johan VDV. Pete's been chasing that rear for a good 2 laps now, and man, you can still see how close it is. Was that a little touch, a little, come on Mr. VDV, you're slowing me down, get out of my way. Will he have a look to the inside? So VDV decides that he's rather going to go defensive on the inside there. So will Pete be able to get the drive on the way out? See, Stephen has now gone into the pits as well as Raf. So deciding to get out of the traffic now and hopefully set themselves up. But back up the hill, and as Pete is just not able to find an opportunity to get past Johan, and understand there's not many overtaking opportunities on this track, and you kind of need to force the mistake of that driver ahead of you.
Yes, and he can't fall too far behind, and he's in that spoiled air again. He's right inside the bubble now, which is okay.
He did have a little look on the inside there. But
yeah, he's putting pressure on. He's putting pressure on.
And that's all you need to do is just keep applying the pressure and wait for something to crack. But up in 4th place is Colin, and he's staying within that 1 second between himself and Raf. And as I say that little timer goes away. But Colin doing extremely well in 4th place at this stage.
Yeah, it's advisable that they don't push for quicker than a high 26 or something. If they can keep it consistent at that pace, the tires stay pretty decent, and when the track cools down in the end, you can really push a bit harder. But the guys that pit now, I don't know if it's because of incidents, but to pit in the hottest time of the race, just by standing in the pits and slowly going in the pit lane, overheats the tires. So when they come out on the track, very dangerous. They can spin out on the first corner because their tires overheat in the pits.
Oh, because they're actually going too slow.
Yeah, and the track is at that stage almost 60 degrees at the moment. So it's very, very hot. So standing still on this tar is not good. It shoots up the tire pressure. So that's why I waited for the pits till the track cooled down in the end. Very
interesting. So just jumping back to the battle between Pete and Johan, and Pete still hanging on there. But another little battle that is still continuing is that battle for Colin, and he now has Ricky B right on his tail. So I'm pretty sure that Ricky B is going to be adding some pressure there. And I'm looking further down at 9th and 10th place. And as I say, Memo starting to close up on Nassif. We join him, and unfortunately he was facing the wrong way, and that was coming down that turn number 6. And if your tires overheat and you applying that throttle down that hill, it's definitely not going to hold.
Racing is still very close around here.
It looks like Pete got a great drive coming out of that last corner, because you can just see how he was closing up on Johan. Johan going a little bit wider there, and Pete holding that inside line. And these two have caught up to Colin. Looking at Colin's lap time of 1:33, that tells me that he might have made just a little mistake. And he's now put himself in jeopardy of being attacked by both Johan and Pete.
Yes, this is exactly the time that the little cloud that they were disappears and the track shoots up.
So we almost... Yeah, we are on lap 8 of 28, so still 20 laps left to go. And as mentioned earlier, such a difficult, tricky track. You just don't have enough time to take a break and just reset your mind. It is just busy, busy, busy.
See, Johan is taking a bit of pressure. He's braking a little bit later here and there.
it does seem that Johan is possibly using Colin ahead of him, because now he is opening just a little gap between himself and Pete now, and hoping that now Colin can make that mistake and get himself up just to release some of that pressure between himself and Pete behind him.
And Colin is waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I'm sure Colin is watching these two have a little battle there. That's Colin ahead of him, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I mean Dane. Dane is about right there now where the spoil air is a bit tricky.
Oh, that's Pete that's at the back there. Dane is just he's 10 seconds behind
Pete,
this battle.
Yeah. Just behind. Yeah.
But Johan is definitely applying that pressure now on Colin. Oh, well, there seems to be some traffic a little bit further up. Oh, that looks like a big smash there.
He stayed well out of the way. That was cool. Very aware.
I can't remember who. Don't know who that was. Ooh, that was Nassif. So he's had a big off there. But back to this action, and side by side through turn number 9. Look at that work, and I see Pete rather just backs off and lets that place go back to Johan. So a very close action here, and prayer on the side of Pete, and I'm sure that's what he's hoping for, because both him and Johan came out side by side there out of turn number 11, and there definitely is that slipstream advantage, but that just not that pit is not long enough to give him enough of advantage as Johan runs wide, and Pete now goes to the outside. He's going to be on the inside.
This is the great back.
Johan gives him enough space, but then obviously that slows down both Pete and Johan there, and Colin is now able to just start opening a little bit of a gap and allowing let these two get on with their battle, and Colin can now just get his head down and start putting in some of those laps.
Yeah, I think Sly Pete is just putting pressure on to see if Johan would break under it. That's good pressure he's putting on at the moment. I'm sure Johan is looking in his mirrors all the time.
And I'm pretty sure there's some choice words that are coming out as we see Raf, which is James. He's now in the pits, and Pete looking left, looking right, getting that car all over the back of Johan, and all he wants to do is just upset the rhythm, make him want to look into the mirrors, and
I saw Johan go to the inside.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, and I just wasn't able to get my finger onto the button just in time.
No, that was a bit far away.
But this is where the action currently is, and this is for 4th, 5th, and 6th. And that is Johan carrying just a little bit more speed than Colin. And now Pete's going to go around the outside. That might not end well. And wow, great driving for both of them. Johan's going to have a look to the inside now. And great driving there by Pete. He saw the opportunity and jumped on that opportunity. And now he's moved himself up into 5th place. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this is awesome driving by all of them.
How you guys?
Oh, there, Tyler. Sorry, we're just so involved with what's happening here. Just knowing that this is the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th place.
Yeah, and these guys, they're also aware of it, where everyone is, or where each other are.
It's going to be very interesting to see when they decide to put.
And the whole thing now is that you're fighting for these positions. Is that do you take the risk, go in, get your pit stop done, but then you lose that track position, or do you battle them and you follow them into the pits?
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would just stick to them.
Yeah, if they're running a decent race pace, the three of them should just try and stick together and pull each other along, catch the guys in front.
Yeah,
I see the gap has definitely opened up. When I started watching, I think they were 5 seconds off Ricky B, and now they're 9 seconds.
Yeah, they were battling ferociously.
Yeah. So that has obviously cost the three of them some time.
Yeah, because you can see Ricky B did a 128.2, and these three, as Pete goes wide just on the brakes there, just missing that. You kind of go just past the 50-meter mark, then on the brakes, throw the car in. Once it's settled, just squeeze that accelerator, let that car go, and you can see Pete just about running to the edge of the track.
He's putting pressure on Colin now. That's what he's doing. He knows that Johan is right behind him waiting.
And while this is all going on, I see that Memo has been able to get himself going again, and he's got Steven just a little bit ahead of him. So Memo now doesn't look like he picked up too much damage from that contact, but he's putting a lot of pressure now on Steven.
Dane's in the pit.
And it looks like Steven has actually just let Memo go past. I'm not too sure if he's nursing a slowdown penalty.
Colin is not folding under the pressure. He's an old man.
Definitely hanging on to that steering wheel as tight as possible. You can just see how aggressive that turn is there, and you do feel it, because as you turn in, you aim for that apex. The car kind of just has a little understeer, hits the road again, but it actually, when you're in the car, you feel it, but it doesn't look as aggressive as what you're seeing from the outside of the car.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky corner, off camber.
So guys, if you have just joined us, we're on lap 13 of 28. Let us know what you think about this current battle. Absolutely a fantastic driving that we're seeing here at this stage.
I must just be very careful.
What was that wide?
Oh yes, because if you follow someone...
Ooh, there's a look to the inside, and you can see that Colin is watching him, Pete is watching him. And but that's going to put now Colin on the inside through the kink, and Pete just manages to squeeze himself around the outside. Absolutely fantastic move there. Well done, that man.
Pete has had 2 great overtakes in the last couple of laps. Let's see if he's got the pace to pull a little bit of a gap. Now Colin's under pressure from Johan.
Yeah, it almost seems like Colin's battling a little bit with tire temperatures.
Yeah, battling, braking deep, coming early on the accelerator is exactly what you don't want to be doing. And it's easy to do it when you're under pressure. Ooh. He's just showing it off on the inside there.
Just having a little look, saying, here I am. I'm definitely want to have a look. And I'm not too sure who that is coming up at a rapid pace behind them. But there's your current race leader, lap 15, and he really has opened up a gap between himself and Katsibi, that Duncan, in second place. Then we've got Ricky B, who's had a great race so far. A little off earlier on, a little bit of a touching, but in third place. Pete now moved himself up into fourth, having been able to just get himself away from the battle. That is Colin. Then we've got Johan, VDV, Memo in 7th place. Sorry, too quick there, Memo. In 8th, we've got Raf in 9th place, while his name is Raf. His name is actually James. So he is just about to be lapped by the drivers behind him. So that is Pete right on his tail. Then we've got that's Brandon De Santos, who's now coming through the field and basically unlapping himself. Because
he's a second faster than anybody else on the track.
Because we see that
He's got a penalty there. Has he been into the pits or anything?
I think he's been to the pits, I'm not sure, but he's a second faster than anybody on the track.
Ooh, little kick there for, I think that was Colin. No, it wasn't Colin.
That's a left rear. Left rear, that's a little bit hot there.
So Colin needs to just take it easy. So Brandon has now got himself up into 9th place, so he is now currently ahead of James. Dane down in 11th place with Stephen in 12th. It's still not too sure what happened there. We saw Stephen have an earlier pit stop, and then Nassif, he is down in 13th place. But let's just check in on our race leader, who is Rudy. He now goes into the pits, which means that Duncan is now our new lead man, even though this is for now, because in understanding he still needs to pit, and Colin decides to go into the pits now as well.
Okay, this is just about when the track starts to cool down a little bit. Some clouds are rolling in.
But that is a very long stop there for Colin, and I just hope that he hasn't made a mistake there and asked to change some things there, get some damage fixed, because that's definitely going to start dropping him down the order. And you can just see how he has gone from that 4th place now down into 7th, still exiting the pits.
Dylan, can we go to the timing screen? I'd just like to see that penalty, if it's being in the pits or just a normal penalty.
So it's just a normal penalty for Brandon Santos of 2 seconds, and you can just see those fastest times. So Brandon currently the fastest on the track by nearly 1.5 seconds. So there's still time for Brandon to possibly work his way up and get himself a top 5.
Definitely.
And I see that both Johan and Pete have followed each other in. So Pete is now done, so he's going to be heading out. Johan is done, so he's going to be following Pete out. So just a couple of seconds. But
why is he not out?
He's been delayed ever so slightly.
It looks like he's adding fuel.
Or is there damage that he's unfortunately fixing? Because that's going to throw him out of sync now with
might be they engine damage.
Yeah, possibly. So Johan is definitely going to be losing just a little bit of track position now there to Johan, but we need to check where Colin is. So Colin is now coming through the last corner, so Johan will still be ahead of Colin. Was that him? Did he touch that tire, or was that just a momentary glitch?
Yeah.
And we go to Captain V. Either he's made a mistake, because I see there's only a second between him and Ricky B.
He must have made a mistake, yes.
Yeah. Well, but looking at, there must have been the lap before, because both those lap times, 1:28.9 for Duncan and 1:28.6 for Ricky. So it must have been the lap before while we were focusing on the other pit stops. But what's going to be interesting now is that these two are going to be catching up to some of those back markers.
Yeah, and I think that number on the side of his car would have to be changed to 04. Nobody caught that one, did they?
No, I didn't get that one at all.
Really?
I didn't.
Wasn't it a number of laps that he did?
Ah, got you.
Johan has caught up to slide Pete again. Colin is just a second behind them.
So definitely lots and lots of action happening, because while we're looking at that now, we've got Ricky B that is half a second now between himself and the current race leader. And then we have Memo, who's now got himself right up behind Rudy in 4th place. So
that's brilliant, and he's doing good lap times as well.
So you can see Memo now currently matching the lap times of Rudy ahead of him at 1:27.4.
It's good.
So
But
both Cutting Beef and Ricky B go into the pits. Look how close that was.
Brandon just did a 26.7.
I wonder who's going to have the better strategy.
I will keep my eye on Brandon because he's really quick. He's a second and a half second faster.
So Ricky has jumped Cutting Beef in the pit. So Ricky is now the new leader. But the thing is that where's Rudy? Because remember, he was leading this race and he's only now coming out of the last corner. So he must have made a mistake somewhere along the line because he's no longer leading this race.
Wow. This is an interesting twist.
So there we see Rudy currently in second place now, 17 seconds behind Ricky. So
That's a big...
I wonder whether he got stuck in the pits himself.
That's a long stop. Or a big mistake, yes, because he was about 11 or 12 seconds ahead of everybody before he went into the pits.
I'm just looking at that lap time. I see a 1:48.7.
He was in the pit.
That was the pits.
No, but that's too short though. All the other pit stops have been 2 minutes. Unless he literally had a stop and go, put in a liter of fuel and left.
No, I think we actually watched him do that pit stop.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, then
he just
had a really good strategy for that.
Or
no, there's entering the pits again.
So unless he might have actually missed his pit box, and it didn't count that as a stop.
Possibly.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So the boom will go up. So that there now is a legitimate stop. So that is very unfortunate there. But now again, I wonder whether that's damage that's being repaired, because that's pit stop should be 6.2 seconds if you're just putting in a 1 liter little splash and dash.
That's engine damage fixed there.
Because
I did not request engine damage repairs. That takes quite a few extra seconds.
Yeah, I just did a splash and dash, and I had 4 engine damage at the end of the race. Still running a full the open radiator, and that's what happens when you're using the gears to slow this car down. But Ricky B now joins back out in 5th position, and now after 20 laps gone, we're currently on the 20th lap and 8 to go. Rudy is the new leader. Memor is circulating in 2nd place. Not sure whether he's pitted yet, but looking at the time and the amount of time taken in the pits, is that he actually still might get himself possibly in the top 5 here. Then we've got Sly Pete, who's had an absolute incredible drive. He's currently in 3rd place, and as I say, he was battling with Colin and Johan. I don't see neither of those two drivers. Looks like that those two have now disconnected.
Oh, that is very unfortunate.
Because of the battle that they were having, I would not wish a disconnect on them at all. Ricky currently in, the Cutting Beef, so Duncan, he's in 4th place, and Ricky B in 5th. Then Raf, he's in 6th place with Brandon DeSantos down in 7th. Then Silverback, he is Silverback, just now mixing up their names. James is in 8th place, Dane down in 9th. Then we've got Stephen in 10th place.
That's the left rear tire.
That was Dane. You can see just going up on that curb and just over rotating. You can see some damage on that windscreen, so he's had a little off somewhere.
This is one of the toughest track on the itinerary.
It was tough, but I think our next track, Road America, also going to be tough with the weather changing. Clear, rain, clear.
A little spit of rain in the middle is definitely going to have everybody double checking their strategies. So there's that confirmation for Memo having not done his pit stop. Currently circulating in second place, so that was a really good stop for him. Let's just see if he gets that pit stop done and dusted. And again,
yes. It seems these pit stops are 2 minutes 10. Some of them 2 minutes 20.
I think he also engine damage.
Oof, this is going to be very close. Okay, there goes Ricky Pass. So that puts Memo in 5th place currently. And coming out of the last corner is Raf. Memo still got a little bit of a way to go. And it is such a terrible pit exit here. So Memo will now see that Raf is now got ahead of him. So I'm sure that he'll be looking to chase him down. So only 6 laps left of this race, and it has been absolutely incredible how busy each of these battles have been, as well as the guys in the pits.
And we go to slice beef and cutting beef. I see the only second and 2 second. I know there cutting seems to have made a mistake.
So just looking at those time penalties, Brando Santos still has those 2 seconds penalty, and James, he's got 1 second there for himself, but that's not really going to change too much of this. As Memo just clips that curb going out of the turn number 7. It is quite a high curb, and there's Brandon in the background there. Just want to make sure that that was Brandon. So yes, that is indeed Brandon. So I'm sure that he's going to be trying to hunt down Memo and hopefully get himself
fastest.
up.
Brandon is still the fastest on the track.
Yeah, and another thing we must remember, Rudy that's in first, still doing a 1:27.7, not much slower than Brandon. He's still on a controller. So the guys must realize it is possible to do these times on a controller.
Oh, yeah, sure.
100%.
The guys with controllers mustn't be scared, they must come join us.
Yeah, Rudy is very accomplished on that controller.
And not only that is that we do force a manual gear change. So Rudy not only is driving the car, but he is changing gears on his controller as well. So I would definitely say the driver of the day has to go to Pete, having applied countless amounts of pressure on both Johan VDV and Colin, but then also picking his perfect moments to take those positions. And here he finds himself up in second place. An absolute superb drive for him.
Oh yeah, brilliant. The way he picked off the drivers was actually amazing. Very good drive. Being so aggressive and still manage the tires is quite amazing.
So there in third place is Cutting Beef, and he's being chased by Stephen. So Stephen is currently going quicker than him. You can see a 1:27.5 there for Stephen, and Duncan doing a 1:28.5. Definitely, that's my favorite corner. That turn number 6 is in the beginning. You're a little bit hesitant, but you realize that you are actually able to add quite a bit of pressure early on.
I don't think Stephen is fighting for position now.
No, unfortunately he isn't. He is further way down, so he is actually has been lapped by Cutting Beef.
Yeah, just another thing. It definitely seems that Ricky B's setup is coming in because he's managing a 26.9 at the moment, and the last lap was a 27.1 or something.
That's very quick. very quick. And
now you'll be cutting beef that's doing 28.5.
Now Brandon had a mistake in the last lap. He did a 130.
Yeah. So if he can stay on those lap times, unfortunately he doesn't. But if he can get back into those times, he'll definitely start catching beef there at the end.
So Duncan does have 6 seconds in terms of the gap ahead of him, so he would only be closing 1.5 seconds per lap, which means that he would still be short about 3 seconds. So anything can happen though. We saw Memo just clip that curb, and that throws you off, and that's going to lose you 6, maybe even 7 seconds.
That's for sure.
One small mistake and it's over. So
Duncan must just keep it on the black stuff. Long day, Dylan.
Long day. That is correct.
Sleeping behind the mic is dangerous.
It's very good drive by Ricky. That's for sure. He's quick.
Ooh, yes, that is dangerous.
He was a bit unlucky with the pit stop. I don't know what happened there, but if that didn't happen, he would have been fighting for podium.
I almost think he entered the pit and didn't call for a pit stop.
Oh, that could be it.
If I look at the times, that could definitely be. You see, look at it. 27.6 and Duncan on a 28.3. So it's a 25 and a 31. So 6 seconds.
So that's
1.8
seconds, 3 laps to go. Ooh, just overcooks it coming up over the hill. And yeah, that was the corner that I lost my rear. And I don't understand what had happened, and I think it might have just been that the tyre was a little bit too hot, because I kind of came up over the crest, thought I'd got it, and as I accelerated, the rear just let go, came off, tried to counter steer, and it was too late to cry. It really had rotated. And then to try and get the car going straight again, man oh man.
Yeah, when it goes, it goes.
So there's your race leader, 2 laps left to go, and you can see he just did a 126.9. So Rudy is still very much on it. And so much for protecting his lead. He's still a maximum attack.
Yeah, no, he's on it. He's proving a point, it seems.
He wants that spot in Alpha.
Man oh man, and Rudy for the last couple of seasons has just missed out those spots, missing them by like 2 or 3 places every time. So I'm pretty sure that he was welcome the return back to the Alpha tier. I just seen something that's popped up, because we've got James who's now putting some pressure on the back of Memo.
Memo must have made a mistake somewhere.
He made one again. He's struggling a little bit. And who's right behind him, Rudy?
That is Rudy. So, James is going to have a look to the inside. He just decides to rather let Memo go through. But he's going to try side by side.
Who's going to go over the line first? Is this the penultimate lap or the last lap?
The 27 of 28.
One more lap.
So now Rudy now goes through. So it is going to be the battle, but now I'm not seeing Memo.
What happened to Memo?
I think
it looks like he might have clipped the wall, because that car's definitely taken some damage, and didn't see Rudy overtake him. But that's now put Memo and he's definitely struggling to keep that car going straight. But he's got 1 lap to just bring it home.
And we got Cutting Beef only, what's he, a second and a half behind Pete. That seems he's also
that
down in that last lap.
Yes. Cutting Beef and Ricky was in the low 27s that last lap, which is moving this stage of the race.
Maybe teasing him a bit.
Yeah.
What he's doing is
right.
just giving him just a little bit of hope. But they
Yeah,
are.
you just mustn't get too close and get in that dirty air because
Oh, you almost
they
went
throw it away.
Oh, someone. Oh, that's someone getting out of the way.
You're definitely slowing down quite a bit there. There's a memo now being lapped. So I think that was Nassif who's down in 10th place at the top there. So an absolute great battle here all the way to the end, and definitely take my hats off to these drivers. Superb drive, and Rudy, your race winner, he'll take the win here at the Sonoma GP, followed by a Sly Pete in 2nd place, and Cutting Beef Duncan getting himself within a second there, right at the end. Then a 4th place, great drive there for Ricky B, and he actually landed up being 3 seconds behind Duncan there, so good result there for him. Then in 5th place is Brandon DeSantos. So he ran a little bit wide there coming out of turn number 11, so he'll come through the kink at turn 12, so he'll cross the line. Then James.
Great drive by quite a few people. Great battles. It was a good race to watch.
Was Brandon involved in an incident in the beginning of the race?
I'm not too sure.
Oh.
But he was quite far back.
Because I saw he qualified quite well. But I was just wondering how he fell so far back.
Not too sure. And
Why is that?
Memo comes home in 7th place. Stephen in 8th. Dane finishes in 9th place, and then Nassif in 10th position.
Great pity about Johan that disconnected. He had a great battle going on there with Colin and Sly Pete. It was great to watch. Thank you guys, and good night.
Thank you very much, Morris.
Yeah,
thank you for joining. Thank you very much, Tyler, for jumping in with us.
Cool,
I'll be honest, I actually forgot
No worries.
that I was meant to join.
It's all good.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Rudy, Pete, and Duncan to the Discord, please. Thank you very much. So to everybody who had jumped on the stream to join us, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. We are just going to get our winners on the podium in.
Great drive there, Duncan.
I've saved as well.
Yes. Jeez, man.
Boys.
Caution, guys.
I saw you go once, that's the last I saw you.
Yeah.
sweating there, Duncan.
Really?
So guys, we're just waiting for Rudy to join us, and then we'll jump in. We have been able to fix the videos, so the video will be up.
I've just got hold of Rudy. He'll be in now. Oh, here he comes.
There we go.
Well, well done there, guys.
Rudy?
Very well done.
So well done, guys. An absolute a crack of a race. Let's go to you, Duncan. Landed up getting yourself on the pole position. And then you had the likes of the yellow RS01 by Rudy putting a lot of pressure on there, and landed up taking that spot away for you, and a third place for you at the end.
Sorry, what was that? I can't hear you.
Congratulations on your third place. I had a whole build up to that, and you just left it going.
Sorry, I've started to shut it all off now. Yeah, no. Mucked about with the setup for 3 days. Peed about with it 2 minutes before and changed something. Couldn't get it back to 26s. Put a stable on, up the PSI, went out, and that's what I've done. Simple.
Absolutely incredible.
I don't know how the hell I pulled off that pole position. I really don't.
No, it was an absolute great drive there for you, and third place for you for that race too.
It's good. Yeah, I don't like that track, but I do now.
100%. Let's go to you, Pete. Man, oh man, some of those maneuvers that you're putting, you got stuck behind Colin for a bit, got stuck behind Johan VDV for a bit, and basically just trying to apply as much pressure as possible, picking your opportunities, and like going around the outside through turn number 3. Absolutely crazy.
I tried everything with Johan. He was making that car wide. Man, it was so good. Yeah, and then Colin managed to catch up. That made it a lot more interesting. I thought, yeah, when the opportunity came, I had to take it. Got past, and the two of them, I think, started playing a bit and fell back more behind.
Yep.
I don't know what happened with the pit stop. I think I got a bit lucky there. I was expecting to come out around 4th, 5th. Popped out in 2nd and stayed there. Yeah, had a terrible spin at one stage, but managed to keep it off the wall and stuff.
Yeah, we thought
Awesome race.
you were just teasing Duncan there, just to say, come, you want the 2nd place, you can come and get it.
I was coming 2 more laps and you were mine.
Yeah, I think my best lap was a 28.3. So yeah, just consistency and stayed on the track. Stayed out of trouble.
No, absolutely awesome, and an absolutely fantastic drive. Lots of respect between yourself, Johan VDV, as well as Colin. Absolutely great driving there. Just a pity about the two of them disconnecting at the same time.
Damn, that's what happened. Yeah, no, that was awesome driving. Well done, guys.
Let's go to you, Rudy. It didn't quite qualify on the top, but once you got past Duncan, it was kind of just keep it going, and then all of a sudden, closer to the end of the track, you start throwing in some 26s. What about protecting the lead, or is it just balls to the walls all the time?
I was starting to get bored, so I just thought, let's just go for it. I can do a few quali laps at the end there because the track's nice and cool, so I just went for it. But yeah, most of the race I wasn't even holding back. I was just trying to keep into the 27s, pushing almost all the time. The start, yeah, I thought I'm not going to get past Duncan because he was quite fast. But when I got past, I just said, no, I have to go. And yeah, I'm happy to keep it there.
Yep.
It was nerves. Honestly, it was nerves. I was like that.
It was I promise you guys, was absolutely fantastic. Such a great race to watch, and there were some kudos sent there for you, Rudy, to say that to those that are out there that are on controller, you don't need to worry, because Rudy is definitely the shining star when it comes to the controller racing, and definitely show that you are able to be competitive.
Yeah, it's not easy all the time. Some of the tracks like this one is a bit harder than other ones, but it's possible. You can do it.
No, absolutely fantastic. So, guys, absolutely fantastic evening's racing. Thank you very much for joining us. To all those that join us on the stream, thank you very much. Again, to our sponsor, Deliver Your Parcel, thank you very much for your contributions, and really looking forward to that final race on the 27th of November, where we'll be taking 2 SARCO teams to have a go, and you can come and go up against Terry Wolford Racing, the Racing Boots, and a fun times. And we'll show you
One
the cars. Yes, Duncan.
Is it the top 3 that go karting against Alpha?
What we're going to be doing is we'll have an Alpha slot and a Bravo slot, and we'll be selecting from each of those slots. So we'll have an Alpha team and a Bravo team, inverted commas.
So if I do well, who's going to pay for the plane ticket?
You'll have to fly in, and we'll accommodate you when you arrive. Awesome.
You pay for the drinks, it might cost more than your plane ticket.
You are?
You're bringing pounds, just remember that. Okay, awesome. Guys, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. That's Road America. And I can tell you now, there's going to be lots and lots of practice going to be needed there, because we believe that halfway through there's a little bit of a sprinkling of water, which is definitely going to change the conditions up once again. So guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All I can say is, until then, keep racing, and thanks for watching. Yos.
Cheers, guys.